at least you got a built-in audience. I mean, it's not like it used to be back in, the late 80s where it didn't matter who the band was playing, the club was always packed. Now you gotta drag people out by their hair to get to a club, so it's definitely a bitch. For sure.
True. Yeah. I don't know what that's all about. Well, I know exactly what it's all about. I don't want to get into it though, because that'll just make me angry, and we don't want to make people angry.
I got enough anger issues. So how's the music scene where you guys are from? I mean, I definitely have a lot of listeners in Texas, so it's obviously good for rock and metal. What's the scene out there when you guys are playing?
Well, I mean, I've been in this scene for a while now, and it's a really diverse scene. There's, a lot of acts, especially country and blues out here.
Yeah.
But the rock and metal scene, man, it's always been, it kind of ebbs and flows between Dallas and Fort Worth. And right now I think Fort Worth is kind of on the up and up, and Dallas maybe kind of, I don't know, they're lying.
Okay, so all my bandmates, they all live in Fort Worth. The metal scene in Fort Worth it kicks ass. I mean, I haven't ever been disappointed anytime we ever did a show in Fort Worth. The thing with Dallas, I live in the Dallas area. So the Dallas scene, it's good, but a lot of the clubs and a lot of the promoters, they pretty much use the same bands. They don't try to bring in new bands to see, it's all about money in Dallas. They just started this new thing in all the clubs in Dallas to where you have to sell tickets, basically pay to play. And that, to me, that's what is killing Dallas, or the Dallas scene anyway. But the Fort Worth scene, they're still in it for the entertainment perspective of the whole thing. I mean, yeah, they still need to make money, but Dallas is more just money. They don't care if you're good or not. They just want you to bring them money. And that's what kills me on trying to book any shows inside Dallas, because I know we're going to end up having to sell pre-sale tickets. Now, if it was for just local bands, I don't think that a pre-sale should have to happen. But if there was opening up for, I don't know, Flaw or whatever, 6 Feet Under or whoever, sell tickets. But in my opinion, that's what is hurting the Dallas metal scene as far as that's concerned, is doing the whole pay-to-play thing.
So this comes up on the show all the time about the pay-to-play. This has been going on in Los Angeles. This is something they've been doing. They started it in New York about 25 years ago. But mostly for bands that are opening for national touring acts. I'm not a big fan of paying to play. There are a lot of successful bands that, I know one particular band that signed to an indie label in the Tampa Bay area. Very successful at doing it. They have their marketing strategy. They sell out of tickets. In most cases, they sell out of tickets faster than the main act. But to me, I'm not a fan of that, because if it's that good of a national act, the ticket should sell itself, and that's exactly. You should be playing.
Yeah, that's where.
Go ahead.
Oh, that's what kills me is, you get a lot of these quote national acts, and Sepultura, Soulfly, Metallica, even some of the newer guys like Veil of Maya, things like that. Those guys, those tickets are going to sell themselves. At least they should. There's no reason why local bands should foot the bill for that. Now, if we're selling tickets, and if it's you got to sell 20 tickets, but I'm going to give you 50% of every ticket, that's one thing. But generally speaking, it's you sell your tickets and you have to sell 30 tickets at $25 a pop,
right?
And we're going to give you a 20-minute set at 1:00 in the afternoon, or you owe us money. No, that's not going to work for me.
the purpose to me of playing for a national act. Okay. Yeah, I can understand having to sell tickets because you should be responsible to bring some cash through the door. But
Sure.
in reality, the reason you're playing for that band is to get exposure. So
Exactly.
if you're selling to your own crowd, well, I can sell those tickets. I can play a show here and charge them $5 and probably
Right.
make more money if the club lets me keep the door. But
Exactly.
it's that shit drives me nuts. I'm not saying I never did it. I did it for a show here, and we did it with Bobaflex, and they put us on after them. And it's like, really? So all of their fans left. We sold all the tickets. They brought 15 people. We sold 100 tickets, and now we're playing at 2:00 in the morning, and their 15 people don't even get to see us. It was a complete waste of time. If I could have punched that promoter right in the face, that's what would actually I should have. But yeah, the pay to play, it's just a real pain in the ass, and the clubs are a trip too because they want to they want you to bring in money, but they don't want to pay you, so they want you to offer your services for free, and it's fucked up.
Right. Exactly. And, seeing as how, we're going to go ahead and ride this pony, even though I didn't want to, I'm going to get angry for a second because it is horseshit that, these clubs are losing respect because like you were talking about in the late 80s, early 90s, people just went to clubs because clubs are known for booking quality acts. Well, now clubs, they're subcontracting out the booking duties to promoters, and promoters are pretty much just picking up whoever's going to sell tickets. So you got some really good acts that sell tickets. So don't get me wrong, I'm not bagging on everybody who does this, but you have some acts out there that they will say they don't spend enough time rehearsing their instrument or their tunes, and they have a bunch of rich friends, and they'll just sell tickets. So they're going to get gigs, and you have clubs that are putting up subpar acts. And that's kind of ruining the reputation of said club. I mean, book your own shows.
Right.
Know your talent. If you have quality acts on your stage all the time, people are going to go to your club.
And here's another thing that I find, with the sell the tickets. Some of the bands will pay for those tickets, and this is something that I'm guilty of because I wanted to bring more people than anybody. So this was probably back in the late 90s. We took on so many tickets, I just paid for them. Me and the band members chipped in. We each paid and covered all the tickets, and we gave away all the tickets for free. And none of the other bands could sell tickets because everybody was coming to us to get them for free. And there's bands that do that. Yeah, we should probably, now thinking about it, after the fact, we were like, we should have just sold them because we gave all the tickets away for free, and here we are. And none of the bands could sell the tickets because of us, so we kind of fucked them over. And that's what a lot of the bands do at this point.
Yeah, see, that's the position that we're put in with these pay to play acts. Is, you got to sell these tickets. You have to sell these tickets, and it's been my experience that giving away free tickets isn't going to guarantee that somebody walks in the door. I mean,
right.
We've given away tickets, and people are like, "Oh, fuck it, I don't care." It's, the people who actually paid for it, gave me the whatever $10 for that ticket, are more likely to show up than the freebie.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then we started taking other avenues where we made deals with the clubs and shit, and we would pre-buy beers with tickets, and everybody who came through the door and said our name, we gave a ticket and they got a free beer. And then we just tallied up at the end of the night and took it off what we were getting paid. Because, back then, we actually got paid to do most of our shows. We got a part of the door. If they charged $10, we got $6. They charged $5, we got $3. So we were actually in a time where we made some money. Now it's difficult. And
now you're lucky to get 10%.
Right, unless you're a cover band. So in New York, I'm in Florida now, but in New York, if you were a good cover band, you got gigs every Thursday, Friday, Saturday night. You're bringing in $2,000 a night between 4 members. You don't have to work. You're getting paid to be a musician, but you have to live with the unoriginal reality is that you're playing cover songs.
Right.
So
we got a couple of good cover bands out here that do the same thing. Pooh Life Crew and I forget some of the other ones that's pretty much all they have to do. But yeah, they're playing, the hits of the 90s and the early 2000s. And you're playing everybody else's songs.
Yeah, probably better than those bands can play in the house.
Right, exactly.
So now you guys are sponsored by Cold Cock, which, I work with a lot of the bands from there. So how has the experience been with them?
It's been pretty cool for over here. I mean, they bought me a bottle of whiskey, so that's pretty much that's, you want to get in good with me, you bring me whiskey and we're cool.
Yeah, that back in the day when, that would work for me. I wish, I wish there was more companies like them that do that. I had this one asshole where I was promoting the show. I don't even do it. It's on the Metal Sludge fucking Facebook page. There's one asshole there who just assumes because you're a Cold Cock band, like they have terrible bands. I'm like, dude, even if they were a Cold Cock band and they were terrible, I wouldn't put them on. And I haven't found one that I didn't like. I don't like all the music, but every one of them has talent in that genre. So the fact that Cold Cock is taking the time, it's helping them as well spread the word, and that's the whole point. But they're doing a lot for the bands. They give away a lot of merchandise. They coordinate shows. They get people. I mean, there was people that opened at that Knotfest and shit. There's not many companies that are going to do that for a band. There's not many companies that are going to say, all right, we're going to let this radio show in on our world and work with the bands. I mean, these were some of my most successful shows, and my show has been growing again. Before I took my break, it was a lot bigger. I took about a year off. But since I've, signed up with them and, been in their world there, the show has been gaining popularity. So it works for everybody, because if it wasn't for you guys coming on the show and bands like you, there wouldn't be people interested in listening. So someone that, one of your fans may have never heard the show that are going to tune in next week. And that's because of how we all pretty much came together. So do you guys have any other sponsors or?
And that's what it's all about, is being like a commune family, getting everybody into each other and, supporting one another.
That's the best way to beat the pay to play, is all of us get together and do our own thing,
Right.
The coolest thing about the Cold Cock is they have that, the community, a Facebook community where everybody kind of gets in there, and, it's not a cock measuring contest. Yes, that was a pun. Damn it.
That's funny. No, it's funny. But I mean, and on top of it, they're putting out a good product. I mean, and it's spreading the word. It's like I said, there's not many there's not many companies that do that, or are going to let you sit in their booth and sign merchandise and meet fans and let you. They do a lot of cool shit, and if that to me, that was one of the smartest things that whatever their marketing department one day sat down and did. They were smarter than a lot of other companies, because they were virtually one of the, they're a very small company that grew, and every time you turn around, there's a band talking about Cold Cock whiskey. Even before I was in that little community there, every other band, I'm like, where the fuck did this company come from? And boom, they're helping every band out there. So I don't know. It's pretty cool. It's definitely a cool thing.
It's a really good business model. I mean,
apparently, someone from what I understand, someone that used to run like the Jägermeister music sponsorship thing, that's where they came from. That started up Cold Cock with Kerry King of Slayer.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, that's how I was introduced to it. And then one day I went on the website, because I've had their brand of whiskey before, and I like it. I mean, I don't drink whiskey because it burns too much or whatever, but their whiskey is just, I mean, it's it's better